This is the We Are Not Okay pod, episode
9.
Oh
my God, we're almost at double digits. It's crazy.
Yeah, we've been at this crap for 4 months now.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. So, anyways, guys, I'm your host as always, Jonan Morales.
And I'm Melanie.
So, we're back. We're better than ever. Again, we had a little hiatus a few weeks ago, but that's fine. We're back. We're stronger than ever. You know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean,
sometimes we just need a break.
Yeah, we just need a break. You know, we're beefing. I'm kidding. No, we're busy. But listen, so we have a lot to get into.
Yeah.
And we want to kick things off with just a quick. Let me see here. Let's see. So I want to talk about something that I've been on right now, and that is Euphoria.
Okay.
So been watching Euphoria with the girly. You know, girlfriend and I've been watching Euphoria. At first I thought it was stupid because I was like chilling, playing Switch, and bro, slowly but surely that shit fucking hooked me in, man.
You start getting invested.
Dude, that shit is so fire, bro. Literally, like in Euphoria, though, the one thing I have to say though is that they be having a lot of sex, bro. Like, I mean, I went through puberty late, and I've said this so many times in this podcast, but like, bro, they're like high school kids, and they're clapping cheeks like every 5 minutes on that episode. That's the only thing. You know that they had people complain in the first season there was too much sex.
Oh, that's crazy.
So so the second season actually has less sex.
Oh.
Yeah. Bro, because it's a lot. Like, I'm like literally trying to like live my life, and I'm like, all right, hold on. Like, I went to the kitchen to get something to eat, and they're just having a casual conversation on camera, and I go to the bathroom, and I go to the kitchen rather, and 2 seconds later I hear like, yeah, I'm like, oh my God.
what the fuck?
This? Yeah, it's like softcore porn. And also they're adults, obviously, but they're high school kids, and I'm like, this is kind of weird. It's kind of weird, bro. So yeah, they're all in their 20s. They're like closer to our age.
Yeah.
Some of them are our age, but yeah, I'm watching Euphoria, and I think that's insane because the show to me, it reminds me. Have you ever seen Game of Thrones?
Yes, I have.
It's like Game of Thrones does the same thing where they complain about the sex.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Game of Thrones was like almost like porn.
Emily Clark,
Yeah.
the person that plays Daenerys.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, I'm never gonna be naked on screen again.
Wow.
And then that's why, like, after I think the first time she appears, that's why she's always like fully clothed at all times.
That's crazy. Yeah. 'Cause also, people are weird, and the internet's weird. Full like incels. They're like, yeah. But anyways,
but she didn't want to be like naked on screen anymore.
So, but they complain about the amount of sex that was on the show, because my thing is like, were they really having sex that much in the Middle Ages? I mean,
probably not.
No, well, I'm saying maybe, right? Because
I guess you're right.
Well, listen, I've had this topic prepped for a few weeks.
Okay.
This has been something I want to talk about.
Something that you've been thinking about.
Yeah, because like, in Game of Thrones, like they have sex. Well, and granted, they didn't have Instagram or TikTok of watching mentally unstable people. Like, they weren't that stimulated, so they would like hunt, go to the market, right? And then they would just like
hand make clothes for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and if it's like I gotta go wash these clothes, I'll see you tomorrow. Like, it's not like I'm gonna go put that shit in the dryer and then go like on my phone. So like, imagine, like, maybe I feel like they low key were, because that's why motherfuckers had like 13 kids. Because obviously, like, back then there was no like Tylenol. If you had a headache, you die. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just feel like people back then would have more kids. Because, I mean, obviously, because they wouldn't fucking survive.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, like, half the time you have, like, 13 kids and maybe 5 of them survive.
You're like, fuck, man, Billy didn't make it, but at least we have Steven. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, but my thing is, like, I do think they were fucking like that. Like, I think they were going.
So?
Yes, bro, because there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. I'm like, you know what? Oh,
survive?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, we're good. The cave is secured. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, shawty, you looking thick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta do what I gotta do, bro, to entertain myself. But and bro, imagine the stench. Because they didn't. I don't want to. That's what I'm thinking. Because I think about the smells. Like, we used to smell like shit, bro. Like, you not think about that? Maybe this was like a 5 a.m. thought I was having a few days ago, but I was like, we used to smell like shit. Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Dude, I'm just saying, bro. They were out here snooing it up. They were bumping uglies, and they were probably 5 days off of the war.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but and also like, it blows my mind to think that like people back then would like, they would just primarily like, they would just like fuck and be like, well, if I'm pregnant, whatever, and if I die during complications, because there was no, dude, you could die of like a cut on your foot. Like, you motherfuckers just die.
Yeah.
That's
Because they
crazy.
didn't have anything.
That's so crazy to me.
I mean, well, I won't say they didn't have anything, but they didn't have what we do now.
Yeah, like
'Cause, like-
proper medical care.
Yeah.
Bro, can you imagine getting shot in the Civil War and dying? I'm like, that shit is ass, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Dude, they would do surgeries without any anesthesia.
Hey, here's a bottle of whiskey. Have fun, my guy.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
It's funny that you brought this up because I recently on
You're a
Reddit,
history buff. I forget. You
Yeah.
have a degree in history.
Yeah.
Okay.
But recently on Reddit, I stumbled across a like scan from a book
Okay.
of like the way that they would tally all the deaths for the week.
For the week. Fuckers say,
And,
rest in peace, bro.
like,
Benson died today.
Crazy. But the way that they would describe things, like,
Mhm.
let me see if I can find it. I probably won't be able to.
Dude, motherfuckers were just dying all the time. Can you imagine just being like, yo, RIP to this boy, you know, I knew him yesterday, but that dude stumbled on a rock and he died of a broken toe.
Yeah.
I would be so fucking mad if I also, like, I feel like back then people would just die of dumb shit. If I died a stupid death, I would be so pissed. Because I want to die flipping a vet, going 90, you know, listening to Migos, rest in peace, Takeoff.
Yeah. Rest in
You know,
peace,
I want to
man.
die doing some cool shit. Or like, oh, he went skydiving and then the chute didn't deploy. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way I want to go.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying, bro. I don't want to think about that I'm dying. I just want to die. I'm just like, I don't want to die right now.
I found it.
What?
Oh, I love it. Okay. So it's like, I guess let me save it.
Let me
so
see.
that, it's from r/damn that's interesting.
Oh, I like mildly interesting where it's like, this is a rock. And you're like, oh, that's pretty cool.
That's
You're
pretty
like,
cool.
That's pretty cool, man.
But yeah, they have things like,
Tell me.
what is it? Frightened?
Like how many times you got scared that week?
No, it's just like people who died and they just, their cause of death was just like frighted.
Oh, right, because back then you would die and they didn't know what shit was. Dude, that's crazy.
We have grief.
That's me.
And then we have some specific ass ones like
Let me see.
killed by a fall downstairs at St. Thomas Apostle.
Okay, period. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, because you snap your neck and you fucking just die.
Yeah.
That sucks.
This was also during the plague, so they specifically have one for the plague.
Yo, I forgot about that.
They have scurvy.
What's scurvy again? Is it like STD?
It's when you don't no.
Oh.
It's when you're it's a sickness that mostly like sailors get, and the way to mitigate it is if you have like limes or like you have to have vitamin C.
Wait, but it's like an internal thing?
It's like I don't know how to describe
Motherfuckers
it.
are
It's
dying
just,
of
like,
scurvy?
They're just like vitamin C deficient.
So do you think that like because people would die so much back then, you just respond quicker?
What do you mean?
You just respond. Like you're like, oh, well, I died quicker. I'm going to press X to respond. That's not how that works. That sucks, bro.
But yeah, so it's just one of them is teeth.
He died of teeth. Yeah. We probably maybe losing a tooth. Well, I think that to me is so interesting that like people would just fucking die all the time. Like, can you imagine? Okay, but look, on that note.
Sorry.
No,
I'm
no,
just,
I
like,
have
so
I have 3
fascinated.
more points and then I'll let you take the lead here. But dude, speaking of kids and
Okay.
people being wacky,
Mhm.
Albert Einstein was so wacky. Like, I want to talk about Albert Einstein.
Yeah.
Dude, he literally wore women's shoes.
I mean, I love that for
I
him.
know, but I'm just saying, like, he would do weird shit apparently. Like, he was, like, apparently he had, like, mad mistresses and stuff like that, like, and mad wives, and he would just fuck all the time. Because think about it. You're thinking about, like, such complex stuff that the only way for you to chill is for you to bust a nut. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would tell a girl, like, dude, like, E equals MC squared my balls. And she's like, yeah, dude, you got to relieve some
True.
stress, bro. Dude,
True.
dude, think about this. He would literally, like there's a picture of his office that he would literally just, like, think of stuff. He would just be like, they'd be like, what are you doing, Albert? And he'd be like, I'm just thinking about stuff. And then he would be like, check this out. I just discovered gravity. And you're like, oh, shit. So, like, what were people doing back then? Because he did the theory of relativity and gravity and stuff, right? Was he gravity?
Well, that was Isaac Newton.
Okay. So with Isaac Newton, he discovered gravity, right?
Yeah.
So what were people doing before? Like, were they just like,
That's crazy.
This shit is crazy. Like,
God make this fall,
dude. I'm just saying, like, it's crazy to me.
I mean, they had like some sort of understanding of something.
Okay, I'm just saying, bro. That shit blows my mind. Guys, I wake up every day at 4 a.m. for work. This is the shit that like comes into my brain. Also, like,
I mean, think about it. They would explain like natural events with gods.
That's true. Well, I mean, like, I do that too. I mean, I'm like, oh, God's, this is God's way of doing this. But like, I'm not just like, yo, I don't know. But people back then were a little bit wacky. People back then were a little crazy. But I'm saying, like, I don't know. For me, the idea that people just existed in a society where they're just like, that shit's crazy.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
The last thing I have to tell you is, speaking of kids and people being wacky, what's up with Nick Cannon, bro? Because we're talking about nutting and kids. Dude, he's having
Nick Cannon needs to chill, bro.
He is having
fucking chill.
He's like 13th kid or 12th kid? Is 12 or 13?
I think it's like 12 or 13. I don't know.
Dude, but isn't it all with different women?
It's all different women.
What's up, man?
Like, the wacky thing about it is like all these women know what the fuck he's gonna do. So why do they keep having children?
Well, I think you're set for life. They did the math, by the way, of how much he pays in child support a year. He pays $3 million a year.
Holy shit,
dude! Because it's 13 kids. You're having 13 kids. Because I guess why not? I
guess.
Does
he have
Elon
that kind of cash?
Yes, I think. I don't know. He wasn't he in Drumline or whatever?
Who?
Nick Cannon. That's like where he's famous from.
Oh, I don't know.
Dude, no, but that's like where wasn't he in Step Up?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Maybe.
I don't know. Are we gonna get confused with someone? Bro.
I mean, he was the host for X Factor for a while.
And Wild 'N Out. Oh yeah, he's pretty rich. Yeah, he's pretty rich. He has like Wild 'N Out and stuff. But dude, we gotta figure out what's going on with Nick Cannon, bro. Because he's having kids with multiple different women.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like, these women know of the other 12 other women that have had children with him, and they still are like, yeah, you can raw dog.
Well, because I remember
that's fine.
I remember that like. They announced it 1 week ago that it was like, oh, Nick Cannon's having his 11th kid or something. And I'm like, oh, great. And then, no, his 12th kid. And they're like, next week, it's like 5 days later. It's like, Nick Cannon has announced. I thought it was a joke, too. Like, I was like, that's a joke. No, I think he just wants like a squad. He's wants an army, Nick Cannon army.
Oh, my God.
Dude, yeah. And there's no way you can be a good father to 12 kids, 13 kids. The
only other time I've seen this is with Genghis Khan.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's learning. No, I've met a few people who have like last name is Khan, and I'm like, that's kind of crazy. Didn't he die and like see this tomb away? And if you find it, you're like super, like your whole family gets like destroyed.
I have no idea. I don't know enough about Genghis Khan.
You have a history degree.
Yeah, but not in like Asian history.
That's true. Oh, he's Asian?
Yeah.
Damn, people must think I'm fucking stupid. Guys, I'm a journalist. I'm sorry. I'm learning stuff now, and I'm learning it in real time. Don't judge me. Wait, we got to see where he's from. Who was it? Who's the Mongolian Empire? Who's the guy who led that? Was that him?
I am.
The Mongolian Empire. Yeah. That was him. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm connecting the dots here. I was gonna say, but yeah, no. So tell me, read it. Tell me.
Sorry, no, because I'm reading and they're just like, Wikipedia has children, and then it starts like listing children.
Oh, it's like see more. I was gonna say.
No, I mean, he
tell me.
United a bunch of tribes in Mongol, and he was like, I'm just your king now.
Dude, but does that not blow your mind that they were just like back then, like there was no phone or anything. They're just like, yeah, we're just gonna run with it. Yeah. I also feel like romance and like love back then was just so much more like legit, bro.
Yeah.
Because imagine you go to war, right? And Carlos is going to war. You know what? No. This is 2022. You go to war.
I go to war.
Carlos is the housewife. And he's like, babe, you're like, I'm going to see you in 6 months. And you guys are writing to like love letters and stuff.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
It's kind of intense.
Yeah, but
also like, I feel like it's a lot easier to be like, anyway, I'm going to go marry someone else now.
Yeah, but
I haven't heard from you in like 2 months.
Bro, can you imagine coming back like a year later? You're like, oh, I almost died there. And Carlos is like with another shorty. He got like 5 kids. You're like, yo, what the hell, dude? Nick Cannon, what the hell? I'm just saying, bro, that shit. I feel like love, though, things were a little more pure back then, right? Like, I don't know. Things were a little bit more legit. You don't think so?
I don't know. I feel like it's the same shit. Just
there was for sure fuckboys back then.
Yeah, I mean,
they were for sure like, I'm gonna write to my other shorty and I'm gonna send another letter to my other shorty. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
I try
not to like romanticize too much the past.
Why? You don't think it was awesome? Not really.
No.
I don't think it was awesome at all, actually.
I like the fashion, you know.
I mean, it's
like
kind of coming.
the music, you know.
You like the old timey music?
Like some of it kind of slaps.
No, bro, that shit is ass. Okay?
No, you gotta.
No,
You haven't found the right.
I mean, I like I like Buddy Holly. He's pretty cool. What's another? Richie Valens was pretty cool. But then I realized they're just like white people that just made remixes of like people of color's music.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you're a fucking asshole.
No, yeah, Elvis.
Elvis? No, Elvis was
sucks.
weird. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Elvis
no,
was
sucks
fucking
ass.
weird.
What I was gonna say was Elvis sucks.
He does suck, and he was like a
He
weird.
legitimately like stole like word for word like music from other people.
But he would be like, "This is mine."
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he'd
he-
be like, anyway,
No, but didn't
I'm
he?
Elvis.
But wait, didn't Elvis marry like a child?
I think
And no one
so.
talks about that.
Yeah, no one talks about it, but she was like young as fuck.
Like, was she like a teen?
Hold on.
Okay. Today's a research day.
this Google day.
Well, no, because I'm saying like Elvis legitimately like, and also like I didn't know how ugly he was when he died. He died taking a shit, right?
dude, he died taking a shit and like a mess.
Oh no. Well, that's what happens when you're problematic, I guess. Well, shout out to Elvis. I'm kidding. No shout out to Elvis. I mean, he was kind of like, he was just like a white dude who just like had the it factor, I guess. But I don't know. I was never really a fan. I always just felt like he was like a white dude trying to emulate other, like it never felt like that was his voice. You know what I mean? I feel like maybe the later stuff was him, but I feel like his early career was just him just mimicking, other people. Tell me.
Hold on, I'm trying to do some math.
How old was he when he died?
He was like in his 50s.
Oh, he wasn't that old.
He wasn't old. He would have still been around.
Oh shit, that's crazy. That is actually kind of wild.
Yeah, because his wife or his ex-wife is
Ex-wife.
77 currently.
Oh wow, yeah, he would have been alive. Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, if he was partying and doing blow like they were fucking doing
okay, so they
quaaludes
got-
back then.
They got married in 1967.
She's doing the math right now. Let's see how.
She was 22.
Okay.
So she wasn't that young.
Why did they say it like she was like a child bride?
Because maybe they were together before that.
Do you think Ted Cruz is the Zodiac killer?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So they met when she was 14.
That's weird. Do you see? You thought you fucking had us, Elvis. No, he's weird. He's a fucking
I was like,
weirdo.
it's somewhere.
Yeah, I remember. Who's the other guy that married the dude, the weird director guy who's like in another state that they were like, we're gonna persecute you. He's like, I'm leaving the country.
What?
Woody Allen.
Huh? Oh yeah.
What did he do again?
What didn't he do? I guess. I don't know.
He married like his
I
stepdaughter.
think. Yeah, it's
That's
something
so
weird as fuck.
fucking weird. And they were like,
Yeah.
we're gonna persecute you, and he was like,
Anyway.
peace out, America. That's not me. But yeah, dude, that to me blows my mind. But what was I gonna tell you? Tell me something new, Melanie. Because I've been riffing on these like insane men, and I need you to get us out of here.
Okay, so next week, which this will come out the week after I go to this, but it's the Paramore concert.
Oh my gosh, that's where you're going to St. Petersburg.
That's why I'm going to St. Augustine.
Augustine. Yeah, different city.
Different city.
Tell
But yeah,
me.
I'm super excited. This would be my second time seeing Paramore.
When's the first time you saw them?
Like 2018, they played the Fillmore in Miami.
They
Beach.
played in the Fillmore. Holy shit, that's where I saw Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah,
That's insane. Were you close?
we weren't that close. Cause tickets be expensive.
Yeah.
I didn't have money back then. But
Now we banking, right?
now we bank. No, I'm kidding. No, we
yeah,
weren't.
rent's
We weren't
expensive.
too far. Like we were, like we wanted pit tickets, but that shit sold out.
Yeah, of course.
But it was the year that it got rescheduled because of Irma.
Wow, that was already 4 years ago?
Yeah, something like
Jesus.
that. And yeah, so I saw them and I cried and
You cried?
yeah,
You get so emotional at shows you cry?
yeah.
You cry at like a lot of shows?
Sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's
But
nice not being dead inside.
it's just because Paramore is like my favorite band, and that was
Yeah.
the first time I ever got to see them play, like ever. And
Did
I
they
got
play
to
Misery
hear-
Business or that's
They
back
did.
when they were...
That was the last tour they played it,
Now they're playing it again.
and they're playing it again.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not going to do it. Never mind. Fuck women's rights. I was like,
No. Well, she didn't say that, but she said that they were gonna take a break, like they weren't gonna play it anymore,
Mhm.
and then they took a 5-year break.
Oh, they didn't play for 5 years?
Yeah. They
Wow.
didn't make any music for a long time. And then she was like, anyway, I think a 5-year hiatus from us is enough to say that we can play the song again. And then they just started.
Yeah. But why didn't you want to play in the first place?
Because she got so much shit from like people on the internet
For what?
about
For saying
the fact
whore?
that she says whore. And she's like, that's not very feminist of you. And she's like, you know what? Bet. We're not playing a fucking song anymore.
Yeah, because I felt like, look, for me, who's like, I'm like a super left leaning, you know, like I'll say it on the podcast, like I'm super left. I mean, I've had fucking painted fingernails, bro. I think it's not it's not hard to figure that out. But I feel like there was an era though where that everyone was like, everything is canceled. Do you remember that? Yeah, and then now we're like, is this canceled? You can't say the R word anymore, which is, you know.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, right. But like, I feel like, but do you remember that era though, where like everything was canceled for a while? Like every single thing was canceled. Someone said it, and I was like, all right. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying there was an era like where I felt like everything in existence was like, you know, you couldn't say this.
Yeah, I mean, horror probably still shouldn't be used.
Horror is funny, but like, does a joke. I don't think you should point at someone and be like, you're a whore. I mean, you can if you think it's endearing, you know, if they think it's endearing.
But I mean, I could see why like some people would be upset, but like to the point where they were like destroying this person, saying like you're not a feminist for saying.
So that's why she just that's the actual reason.
Yeah, and she's like, you know what? We're not gonna play it again. Sucks.
That's like that's like the best song they have.
I love that song.
Do you like Decode is good, but I realized I don't like it as much. I think I was just so obsessed with the Twilight fanfare back then.
I love Decode, and I love Caught Myself, and I love every single one.
I was about to say, do you like every single song they've ever made?
My favorite album just turned like 13 the other day.
With Riot?
Brand New Eyes.
Which is that one? Is that one before Riot?
No, that one's after. It's the one with the butterfly.
Wait, how old is Riot?
Old as fuck,
dude. What the hell? Wait, how old was Hailey when she made Riot? Because she was
like in her teens.
Holy crap!
Because she's 30. She's like 32 now or 31. Wow.
What?
Yeah, she was like 15 when she wrote like.
What? No way, dude.
She was young as fuck, and all of her music is a staple in my life, and I'm like, damn, I wish I was that amazing.
Well, yeah, bro. So wait, she was like in high school writing like Riot.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, and then yeah.
Dude, what? So wait, so you mean to tell me that like she was 15 being like, whoa, whatever. Dude, that is because I always thought Paramore, like I remember like thinking in my brain when they were on hiatus, like, oh, Paramore is so much older than they actually are.
No, they're super young.
No, and then like I remember I saw them pop up again when they came back, and I was like, wait, they still look young. so she's like not that much older than us.
No, she's like super young.
What? Is she married?
She was to the guy from.
Has she dated like mad people from like the music scene? I mean, I would assume.
Yeah, she was married to what band is he in? He's from like a well-known band. Like you would know the band.
Sum 41? No, that's Avril Lavigne.
No. Well, they were together for like 10 years and then they divorced.
Oh. She never had a kid. Wait, if she was married for 10 years, that means she got married in her early 20s.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy. So when she was writing Decode and other songs, it was about like her marriage problems?
No.
Oh.
Decode was before this.
Oh. Okay, never mind. Wait. So she's like, I want to see her net worth, bro, because she must be worth a fucking shit ton of money.
Well, she has Good Dye Young, which is her hair dye company.
Bruh.
That she's like the CEO
of. Oh, she always had like the best. I mean, bro, Hayley Williams had some of the best hair. I'm gonna add this in. She had some of the best fucking hairs ever. She had like I remember when I was a kid, I was like, Dad, I want to dye my hair like that. He's like, Mira muchacho que tu. Yeah. So anyways, that was
I still have a
trauma
goal in my life to have her.
Bro, because she always had like wacky different hairstyles, right? Like wacky different hair colors.
Yeah.
But like that was like back before like that was like a thing. Yeah. Because I remember first listening to Paramore. I can't believe we're like riffing so hard on Paramore. But like
I love Paramore. I can talk about them all day.
But even like for me, who's not like that big of a fan of Paramore, like I love Riot. Like Riot is one of my favorite like alternative albums.
Such a good album.
Yeah, but like you know, not even being that big of a fan of Paramore, and then like just being able to like everyone knows exactly the point of their life where they heard Riot.
Yeah.
And for all of the emos out there, you guys know the exact moment you first heard, Riot. The first time you heard Misery Business.
I was in middle school.
Same. But I remember hearing it on my Zune in the back of the bus, being like 7 a.m. being like, oh my God, like someone could make
my
this.
World.
Yeah, dude. I remember being like, this is a real song. Like people made this.
Yeah.
Like with their bodies. Like this is like I remember feeling it like coming alive on the inside of me. Like have you ever seen that video of like the kid from King of the Hill and like his soul coming out of him?
No.
That's how I felt. That's how I literally felt like myself like transcending because dude, every person and all of our listeners, all of our viewers, every single person, you can tell us the exact moment you first heard that album and like I remember that was the moment. Like I felt like I saw in 4K. Like my vision got clearer when I heard that album. I temporarily had 20/20 vision hearing that album for the first time. I was on my Zune listening to that shit in the back of the bus, being like, dun, 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 dun. I don't know what song that is, but I remember that song. But oh, this is the first time you sing on the podcast.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, dude, it was so fucking. Wait, why did you do Paramore covers in your music?
Because it's not the same genre.
Oh, I was gonna say, is it copyrighted?
No, I mean they are, but it's not the same genre.
Dude,
listen, my ass would have been covering. I mean, I when I did solo shows, I used to cover Paramore. Do
you say you're such a whore, you're nothing more? I'm sorry.
Well, I didn't sing Misery Business. I sang The Only Exception.
Okay.
And then I sang Asystole, which is off of her solo.
Solo. Isn't it crazy to me that she was famous? Okay, we're gonna get off this after, so we've been on Paramore for like 15-20 minutes. She's been famous on her own, on her hair dye company. She has a Twilight song. She has.
I love how you. She has a Twilight song.
No, because I'm saying I work in the business, bro. The royalties. She's probably still making royalties on that.
Oh, hell yeah,
dude!
And it's on Spotify now.
No, I know exactly, and I'm thinking like, dude, you literally have a place in the Twilight universe.
Yeah.
So she's still getting royalties. Like Twilight is like one of the biggest franchise, as much of a meme as it is, and it's like back now in like in the general, not lexicon, but I forget the name of the word, but it's back in like the sphere of the world.
Yeah.
But dude, she's like banking. She's just making music for fun now.
Yeah.
Because to have, first of all, think about this. Is Riot their first album?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, Riot was their debut album, I think.
Dude, and
if not, no, actually, I think it was
something else.
All We Know.
But the fact that they made something like Riot on their second attempt is fucking crazy.
It's crazy. And even their first album was great.
Dude, okay, wait. Let me last thing I gotta talk about this. Hold on. Because there's something regarding this here. Wait, the last thing I'll say is, wait, I'm looking at things. Yeah, just Paramore. I just remember Paramore being like, look, Twilight, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Do you remember hearing it? I saw Twilight in theaters.
Yeah, so did I.
Dude, do you remember the fourth movie? Because that's where they play Decode, right? In the fourth movie?
No, it's the first one. It's on the first soundtrack.
Ever?
Yeah. Have you watched the music video recently?
Wait, the one where they're in the fucking forest and it's just like aerial.
But it's all blue because that's what the first Twilight movie looked like.
Yeah, that was pretty blue.
They just put like an Instagram filter.
There's like the bluest one. They scaled it all the way. Wait, but I'm saying like that. Okay, let's talk about this. Decode, objectively, amazing.
Great
and
song.
I loved how it was like.
I can't even tell you what other songs are on that album.
That's why Bella's Lullaby.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And I was like, bro, this shit kind of hard, bro. But do you remember in Twilight when they like? Dude, I love this podcast, by the way. I love you, dude, because I feel like you just get me, bro. Do you remember in Twilight when they switched the actress in the second movie? And they're like, this is her. I'm like, that's not her. That's a different person. That's clearly a different person. They're like, what's up? And they said her name. I was like, fuck, it's not the same actress. Yeah. Or dude, my favorite thing ever in like Twilight is like in the second one of like, you know, obviously we've talked about the first one where they're like, he's like, Bella, shut up, Bella. And then at the end he's like, shit, Bella, you're looking kind of good. Yeah, and the second movie, Bella's like, what's the movie that she's like, I'm gonna literally kill myself?
That's the second one.
Bro, can you imagine being like, you're not good for me? And then like, and I remember like, it was like those like stupid ass shots of just her being like, and she's like, and then I thought to myself, if I am close to death, I feel. And Edward every time would be like, bro, stop trying to kill yourself. Edward would be like, bro, remember when she tried throwing herself off a cliff?
Yeah.
And Edward like came in the water, not came in the water. Edward like was in the water, like, bro, you gotta stop doing this bullshit.
Like, come
Did she try running her car off the road or some bullshit?
I don't remember that, but I just remember distinctly, like, because I read all 4 books and then I watched all 5 movies.
Did they hold up? Like, I've never read the books.
I mean, they're young adult books. They're not gonna hold up at all.
Right.
But I remember like flipping through, and for that second book, you know how in the movie like they have like that spin shot where it's just like going month per month.
Yeah.
And it's just like her sitting at the window like waiting for Edward. In the book, it's just like 5 pages of like October, November, and it's just like big words, and then you just have to flip through them, and you're like,
wow, I really feel like her.
Yeah, I'm like, damn.
You're like, I'm waiting for you, Edward.
I love you, Edward.
Dude, but my thing is like Edward, like I think like I understand him now, like thinking as an adult.
Wait, what?
No, because like yo, like you're in my world of nasty, you know, and I don't want you to die, but I love you. It's just like a toxic relationship. Like, you know, like those couples that you see fighting at Dolphin Mall. That's almost like Edward and Bella. Like, that's the kind of love, that's the level that I think of intensity that is.
And it's kind of the weirdest shit, though, because he was in the body of a 17-year-old, and he was 100 and something. All
right, we're not going to talk about this.
Oh, okay. Then she ends up turning 18, and then they get married.
So he's a minor.
Technically a minor.
Edward is a minor. Twilight is canceled. And also, Jacob is canceled, because that whole imprint thing was so weird.
So fucking weird.
That he's just like... He's like, she's like, I remember that they're like, yo, we had this kid, and he's like, you did have this kid, and I'm like,
you see the TikTok I sent
of Tony, I love Tony. Tony's like, they're like, we had our kid, Edward, and he's like, damn, and he's like, yo,
looking
what?
Kind of fine.
Yeah, he's like, yo, what the fuck? No, my favorite thing about the Twilight universe was like how horrible of a dad Charlie was. Dude, Bella was gone for years, and he's like, Bella, if you want to come home, I'm here. If not, and then Bella's like, they're like, Bella, we're in another country. You have to talk to your dad. And she's like, fine. And remember, like, she like becomes a vampire, and he's like, Bella, you look really different, but I still love you. And she's like pregnant and a vampire. She's like, I love you, Dad. And then like she like punches someone, like fucking the whole the wall breaks. I'm like, oh my God, what is up with this? And like Charlie is just bro, that man has been through so much.
Maybe that's why he just doesn't give a fuck anymore.
Dude, Charlie literally was like, Bella, I love you, but you know, and bro, the CGI baby. Dude, do you remember
Renesmee?
Bro,
and they call her Nessie?
Yes, dude. And the CGI is so bad. They're like, look at my baby. And I'm like, I can see the green screen on it. This is so terrible.
Terrible.
Dude, the CGI was and it's like Renesmee, it's like, bro, and then the kid is like, the CGI is like, the kid is like an adult already. I'm like, bro, that's not how babies look, first of all. And then like, oh, dude, the Renesmee scene was so bad. I'm like, this is, and then like, I remember when like she was pregnant, and I was like, dude, this looks so fucking. And then like, Edward's like, Bella, we can finally have sex now. Do you remember that? And they like start like, it looks like an MMA match when they're fighting. I was like, this shit weird, bro.
They like destroyed the whole like house.
My favorite thing about my favorite couple though was Casper and what's her name?
Oh, Jasper and Alice.
Bro, there was a joke, by the way, like a year and a half ago during the pandemic. I was like, that's back when I was like on my like angst. That's back when I was like still coming out of that place in my life. Yeah, it was back when I was still coming out of that place in my life where I would just show up to venues late, and I'd be like, because Casper was just so like, he would just show up with chiseled cheeks all the time. And he would just be like, they'd be like, Casper, and Jasper rather, and he'd be like, hello, Bella. And I'm like, what the fuck is up with this dude?
Okay, I'm back on TikTok. Have you seen that girl that she's like, she basically like does like throwback posts?
Yeah. She does,
and she does the Jasper, and she does it so fucking well.
Wait, are you talking about Black Girl?
Yeah.
Yes. Wait. Pause, guys. Wasn't Jasper in the Civil War?
Yeah, he was, dude.
Wasn't he a Confederate?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Bro, there's so much shit.
Like major PTSD.
Yeah, and I'm like, I remember rewatching this. I'm like, I don't know if I could like this character anymore. Remember because a Confederate?
No, and then Edward died of like smallpox.
I forgot he died. Wait, he was just like a dude? Like Edward's like a random dude?
He was a random dude, and Carlisle was like his doctor. And
Carlos like, shit, I gotta get a squad going. Shit, you looking kind of good. Wait, so what about his shorty? What about that girl who Carlisle was with? I mean, yeah. What was her?
I think she had some fucked up past. I don't remember.
Was she like? But how old is Carlisle? Like a bajillion years old then?
Yeah, he's like the oldest. I don't remember where he was from though.
Wait, I'm sorry. This is like one of my favorite episodes because we like really touch base on everything. Yeah. Wait, because Twilight wasn't even in my topics. We gotta talk about like two things, but last thing I'll say, because I forgot that you love it as much as I do.
Yeah.
Do you remember that scene in Twilight? I screamed. That's the only time I screamed in the theater, and I almost got my ass whooped by my mom. Dude, when they fought in the war and they like murdered all of the colors, I was like,
I was about to bring that up because okay, so that scene threw me off like entirely.
I screamed in the theater. I screamed audibly.
I read all the books, so I knew what the fuck was gonna happen.
Yeah,
and that was not in the books.
What?
In the book, all Alice does is goes up to that guy from the Volturi.
Yeah.
And just like touches his hand, and then he goes, okay, you know. Because like she shows him the future.
The future, yeah.
Which is what she does in the movie.
Yeah.
But in the book, you don't know what he showed her. what she showed him.
Because visually, obviously, they're gonna show this.
Yeah.
Dude, when I saw those people getting fucking capped, I was like, oh no, oh, dude. I remember that was the first time I yelled at him. I was like, cállate, bro. I got so scared. I
was so stressed,
bro. I screamed. I was like, oh yeah, this is like where I'm gonna die. Like I think as a human being, that's like where I first experienced stress.
Yeah,
that was the first time as like a teen. I was like, I'm stressed. Maybe this is why my dad's mad all the time, because this is what he experiences. I had no coping skills too. I didn't know what to do. I was like, Edward is dead. Everyone is dead, and I'm not in control. And my big thing is that like that was the scene where like I remember just feeling like, bro, I got clammy. I got a headache.
Yeah,
I was like, I can't believe this. And then obviously it was not true.
What's going on?
No, and speaking of stress, we're gonna get out of this pivot of Twilight, because the second time I ever felt stress was taking the FCAT as a kid. You ever taking the fucking FCAT?
Yeah.
Do you remember when they made it seem like if you don't pass,
you're gonna die. You will never see your family again.
No, dude, that shit was hard. Low key, that shit was kind of hard. Like, I remember doing the FCAT, like the reading and the science. I was like, bro, that shit's easy, bro. On the math one, I remember like I once scribbled like an answer in, because I've never been good at math.
Yeah,
I was always like, I had everything like AP and honors and dual enrollment, but like math I always had regular.
Yeah.
So I remember I was just there going, and I remember once I just like Christmas treed it, and I remember a teacher looked at me and she was like, and then like she was like, guys, when you're doing, like, I remember, you know when teachers do announcements but they're like subtweeting you?
Yeah.
I was like, fuck you, I know you're talking about me. She's like, guys, when you're doing things, you gotta make sure you do it like this and like that, because I saw a test do this, and I was like, fuck you, that was me. Anyways, the FCAT, that shit was crazy. And then they made the EOC.
I hated the EOC.
They took that out immediately.
That shit sucked.
Yeah, I Christmas treated.
That shit sucked.
Well, I would just Christmas treat on the Scantrons, because it was like not for a grade that year, and I would get like 40s on it. I was like, oh fuck, I'm crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't for a grade for like the first 2 years.
Apparently, it became a grade later on.
Yeah,
that's just crazy.
But I hated it, and like they were like, by the way, like this test is only going to be up to World War II, or like only going to be modern history. And I'm like, what the fuck?
You're like, bro, I'm 12. I don't want to study about the EOC. I don't want to read. No, but the EOC was like the FCAT, but harder. It was like,
it was so hard.
Scaled like much harder.
And it was on the computer too, and it sucked.
I would Christmas tree it.
I needed like the physical.
Did I tell you that I graduated magna cum laude and I didn't know until a year later, because I got my diploma from FIU and I never opened it until a few weeks ago?
Dude, I barely made it to cum laude because I had one
cum laude.
Yeah, cum laude. Because I had one junior seminar, and that was the year of my accident.
Oh, you flipped your car?
Totally checked out for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And I didn't turn something in, and I got a C.
Well, you flipped the car.
Yeah.
You literally almost died.
But if I would have talked to my professor, I'm just a dumbass. If I would have talked to my professor and been like, hey.
Yeah, because you're like shy.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm shy. No, I'd be like, listen, miss, I almost just flipped this shit. We about to die. So I almost died, and I think you should allow me to have a free grade, because I almost literally fucking passed away. But nah, man, I remember also one of my favorite things was like the DARE program. Do you remember the DARE program?
I do. I actually saw like a whole video essay that was done by a YouTuber called Eddie Burback about how it failed.
Yes, it did fail. I've seen kids literally doing cocaine with their shirts on. I remember like people jokingly wearing it. Like now they wear it as a joke and they're like smoking weed, which is fine. Weed is not a drug. It's a confusing spice. But people literally, I see people doing drugs with that shit on. I'm like, you're popping Molly with a DARE shirt, man. You broke contract. Do you remember that shit? They would make you sign a contract.
I don't remember that.
Dude, at the end, they make you sign a contract that you're not going to do drugs. First of all, for how long is this contract? Because I didn't read the fine print.
It can't be legally binding because we were all minors.
No, but I remember that they were like drugs. Do you remember those drug commercials where they would be like, this was Jonan before drugs? And I'm like, hey, I'm Jonan. And like, this is Jonan after drugs. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And they roomed all of a sudden, there's like a yellow filter. It's all smoky. I got like long hair now. I'm like, what? That's not how drugs work. There's functioning drug addicts.
No, so I'm watching Breaking Bad for the first time.
Mr. White, bitch.
And this was back in like 2008, around the time where
we were doing DARE.
Interesting. And like the whole like first season is like weed is a gateway drug.
Oh,
Everyone starts with weed and then they upgrade to methamphetamines.
I was like, first of all, the scaling from weed to meth is crazy. I've never smoked a blunt and been like, you know what, guys? Let's smoke meth. Let's up the ante. Yeah, fuck that. No.
But
smoking weed's cool, but meth
it made me think about that right now because I was like, this is so dramatic. Now we're at the point where everybody's like,
wait, have you gotten to the part?
Legalize weed.
Yeah, weed should be legal, dude. It's not fucking. Because if you want to smoke weed and like, you know, chill in your crib, it doesn't matter.
That war on drugs is crazy.
Yeah, bro. But do you remember like in 08, like I remember like smoking weed was like really bad, and then like they were like, oh, you can just smoke cigarettes indoors because people are still smoking indoors. I do vaguely remember in Town and Country someone just smoking a cigarette, and I'm like, we're in a movie theater.
Yeah.
Like my mom's like, don't ever be that person. And I remember this one time I went to Regal's when Regal's was brand new. Do you remember that one?
No.
Or Regal right here by the Moonlight Diner. Rest in peace, Moonlight Diner.
I know. I kind of miss it.
Yeah, now it's like San Hispanic place. But what Kendall was Regal was brand new. It was like a different color scheme. It was brand new. I remember this one kid was like smoking cigarettes, and this older guy like came up to him and was like, "Hey man, cigarettes are bad. If you're an older middle-aged man, you're not smoking a cigarette, I'm gonna be like, shut the fuck up, bro." No, bro. Just because you don't like cigarettes, I'm gonna ash it on your ball sack now because you piss me off. But
terrible.
I'm just saying, bro. Shit piss me off. I think about that all the time. But another thing I'll say is that I do remember like the DARE program. Like, do you remember when like they I forgot what it was that they would have like an event? Oh my god. I know we have to wrap up soon, but I just remembered something. Do you remember Students Against Destructive Decisions? The SAD clubs.
What?
Do you remember that?
No.
So we had a club in Varela called Students Against Destructive Decisions. And looking back on this, 2012 was weird. No, this was 2011.
Wait, I do remember it was SADD.
Yes, bro. And I remember they asked me if I wanted to join it. And I was like, I like to smoke weed. I'm not joining this club. And they were like, you need to stop. And I was like, no. Weed is awesome, but like I don't smoke weed now because it's not for me. But like back then, I was like, oh, who cares? I was like skating and doing ollies in the back of a Taco Bell. Like who cares? But like it doesn't matter, you know. But like I remember like one of them approached me. I was like, you need to stop, and I was like, no. But
no heart
emoji. No, but they literally were like, I remember they would once a year. I'm 90% sure you guys didn't have that. You went to Coral Reef, right?
No, I went to Sunset.
Okay, you guys did not have this. Once a year, they would team up with the local police department and the local fire department to post to do a exhibit. That's what they would call it.
Oh yeah, we did not have this.
Wherein they would basically show you the 5 steps of making life-altering decisions when you're out that would lead to like
being a meth addict.
No, yes, and what would happen if you decide to go down this path on a night out with your friends. So it starts off and you're in the little theater. In every high school they have a theater where there's a speaker that says, this is Jonan before the night of whatever. And then they would walk you to the PE field. And I would go to exhibit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then one of them was like Jonan, which is like, I guess the guy would just run over when they were, after the spotlight goes off him, they would run over to this car. He would be in a car. The second shot would be him like drinking or smoking weed, and the third shot would be like him crashing a car. The fourth shot, I remember it was like all these departments coordinated for this bullshit. And the fourth shot was like, I remember there was a fire truck and like a girl with like a baby, like a student with like a fake baby with blood all over them, like dying.
Oh my god!
And they're like they're like Jonan smoked weed and he consumed alcohol. No, they said he consumed cannabis and he drank alcohol. Hit a girl head on with her daughter inside. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And the 5th scene was them dead. It's like, this was a lot, bro.
What the fuck?
I'm 13. Yeah, I was 4.
Reminds me of those like smoking commercials.
It's the same. It was like that, but in real life, but like way more dramatic. And the girl, when they would go to her exhibit, she'd be crying, like, "Help me!" I'm like, I don't think this is what happens when you drink and drive, bro. Oh my god! I mean, it can happen.
That's terrible.
No, yeah,
it was, don't drink and drive.
No, so the first exhibit was me like chilling, and then like exhibit 2 was like you at the club with your friends, and actually the second exhibit looked lit because he was him like, yo, and like them like taking shots. The third exhibit was him like walking to the car like, you know, like going to the car, drinking cum, looking in the rearview mirror. We've all been there. Don't do it though; it's bad.
Don't do it.
The fourth exhibit was the fake crash, and the fifth exhibit was death. I'm like, this was like a lot because I want to go back to exhibit 2. That shit looked lit. Also, this was like we could
also pre-Uber.
Yeah, dude, you could just
Uber.
Dog, Ubering is not expensive. Use a promo code. I'm kidding, soon though. No, dude, like that shit to me is crazy because like they tried to like scare him straight. I know we got to go.
Yeah.
Scared Him Straight was one of the best shows. We'll talk about that next episode. Do you remember when they would take high school kids to like prisons and prisoners would be like, I'm going to kill you. And the kid's like, ah. And they're like, you know, a lot of it worked though. A lot of them
Can we
stayed.
just unpack the trauma of that next
Yes,
episode?
yes, because next time we'll talk about it. But do you imagine being like, you know what, Jonan? They caught you doing graffiti on a porch, and now you're gonna go to jail
You're gonna go to prison.
and meet a guy who's charged with federal murder. You're like, oh my god, this is not gonna help me at all. Anyways, guys, that's our teaser for next episode. We'll talk about Scared Straight. But as always, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Jonan Morales. You can follow me on Instagram at JonanIsWin. JONAN is win. All together. I'd love to talk to you guys. Let's talk. Let's connect. Let's kiss. Let's do everything.
And I'm Melanie. You can find me at Moonraker Melanie. Together we comprise the We're Not Okay Pod. And you can find us at We're Not Okay Pod on both Instagram and on TikTok.
Yes.
So connect with us.
Yes.
Chat with us. Say hi. Say bye. I don't know.
Give us a kiss. Give us a compliment. Only nice things. No, I'm kidding.
Because we're not okay.
Yeah, literally. But thanks, guys, for watching.
Thank
Love
you.
guys.
Bye.